Family. Right now, the situation around Nnamdi Kanu is one of the most talked about stories in Nigeria. He has reached the point where his decisions in the coming days and weeks could determine not only his personal fate, but also influence national and international attention. The first thing we need to understand is the legal landscape he is in. He is facing charges that carry very serious consequences, but at the same time, he has certain legal avenues still open to him. These options are not just choices. They are strategies that could change how everything unfolds. Before we go any further, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you stay updated with every development. Hit that button now. The first option for Kanu is an appeal. His lawyers are examining every single step of the trial to identify mistakes or procedural errors that might have occurred. Appeals are very powerful tools in the legal system. They allow a higher court to review a lower court's decisions. If his appeal is successful, it could lead to a retrial, an adjustment of the sentence, or even a dismissal of certain charges. But appeals are not automatic wins. They require detailed evidence, careful argumentation, and a thorough understanding of the law. So this option is strategic, but it takes patience and expertise. Again, remember to like this video and subscribe if you want all the details as this develops. Next, he could pursue a stay of proceedings. This is when a court is asked to pause the trial or halt enforcement of a judgment until certain issues are resolved. For example, if there are claims that the court did not have proper jurisdiction or that certain legal processes were not correctly followed, a stay could delay any immediate consequences. This is exactly what his legal team is doing now. They are pushing to ensure that the trial process is fully legal and fair. This move could buy time and give them room to plan the next steps. Once again, hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss the latest updates. Another option that sometimes comes into play is negotiation or dialogue. In cases with high public interest, sensitive political implications, or international attention, there may be behind-the-scenes discussions aimed at reaching some form of settlement or agreement. This does not mean giving up on principles. It means using all legal and diplomatic avenues to protect one's rights and achieve the best possible outcome. This is harder to track because it happens quietly, but analysts suggest it could be a possibility depending on how the legal and political context unfolds. Make sure to like and subscribe so you catch every development, because this is where the story can turn very quickly. Timing is critical for all of these options. Deadlines for filing appeals, motions, or requests for stays are strict. Missing one deadline could close doors that are still open today. This is why legal teams are working day and night, examining every detail of prior proceedings, reviewing transcripts, and ensuring that all submissions are correct and on time. In law, attention to detail is everything. And in cases like these, it could make the difference between freedom and continued detention. As you follow this story, like this video and subscribe to stay connected to every step. We also need to consider the public perception and political dimension. Nnamdi Kanu is not just any citizen facing trial. He is a figure with national recognition, supporters who are deeply invested, and critics who are watching closely. Every legal move, every statement, every motion filed has consequences beyond the courtroom. Communities are paying attention, and international observers are watching as well. How the process unfolds could influence discussions about constitutional rights, governance, and freedom of speech in Nigeria. That makes this not only a legal story, but a national conversation. Remember, like and subscribe to keep up with this evolving story. Emotionally, this is a tense time for his supporters and family. Many are waiting, some are hopeful, and some are anxious. For them, the legal options are not abstract. They are about justice, principle, and survival. The legal strategies, the appeals, the motions, they are all very real to these people. And that is why it is so important to present this story with clarity and professionalism. If you are following along, like this video and subscribe so you can get each update as it happens. At the same time, experts caution that these legal options carry risks as well as opportunities. An appeal may fail, a stay may not be granted, or a negotiation might not yield the desired result. Each move has consequences and timing is crucial. If emotion is denied or a deadline missed, options narrow quickly. That is why his team must proceed carefully, strategically, and with full knowledge of the law. Again, like and subscribe so you are always informed about every twist in this story. We also need to look at the international context. Because of the extradition history and the attention this case has received abroad, what happens with Kanu now can attract diplomatic interest. International human rights groups, legal scholars, and observers are all paying attention to the fairness and legality of the process. Any move that deviates from accepted legal norms could spark debate or criticism outside Nigeria, which adds another layer of pressure and complexity to the decisions he faces. Once more, like this video and subscribe to stay on top of every development. From a personal perspective for Kanu, these choices are about risk versus reward. Continuing to challenge the trial might preserve his principles and potentially win a favorable legal outcome, but it carries the risk of continued detention or a harsh judgment if unsuccessful. Negotiating or settling might reduce immediate risk but could be seen as compromising by supporters. Every move is weighed carefully and every decision has a ripple effect that extends far beyond the courtroom. As always, like and subscribe so you don't miss the details that matter. Public reaction is also shaping the story. There are communities, supporters, and critics who are all paying attention. Some are preparing for protests or advocacy campaigns, others are seeking legal commentary, and some are waiting silently for the judgment to see what happens next. The environment is tense, and each decision Kanu makes could influence national sentiment and public trust in legal institutions. Like and subscribe so you stay fully informed about how the public and authorities respond. The legal battle is complex, the political implications are significant, and the emotional stakes are high. Each of Kanu's options, appeal, stay of proceedings, or negotiation, must be weighed against these multiple pressures. The way forward is delicate, and the decisions in the next few days will determine the direction of not only his personal story, but also national discourse surrounding the case. Remember, like this video and subscribe so you are always up to date. Finally, looking ahead, these options will likely continue to evolve. New filings, court responses, and public statements could shift what is possible. Supporters, legal experts, and observers alike will be watching closely, ready to react to every motion and every decision. This is why staying informed through reliable updates is critical. And as I wrap this part of the story, remember once more to like this video and subscribe because we will continue bringing professional, accurate, and timely coverage.